Hey everybody, December 10th, live Q&A, Jazz Drum Hang. Thank you for the Jazz Drum Hang members for tuning in. If you're not a member, if you enjoy this, think about becoming a member because this won't always be free and open to everybody. It may be, but it may not be every week. As I get more members into the site, jazzdrumhang.com, there'll be more specific live streams, actually Zooms for members of Jazz Drum Hang, so that we can actually converse. You can play your instrument, I can play my instrument. It can be much more of a masterclass every week vibe. That's in the near future, but for now, yo, welcome. Good to see you. Welcome back. So that's what's going on. Exciting things coming to Drum Hang. I have a lot of good episodes coming up. I'm working on one that'll be finished today, going up to Jazz Drum Hang, and it's about musical transitions. So I'm excited about it because it's really talking to a student about how the drummer is the catalyst for musical transitions, and that means getting from the head to the solos, or from solo to solo, or dynamic changes, textural changes, groove changes. Like the drummer is really making or breaking all these transitions. So I'm excited about that, and it features some of my favorite New York City drummers who are not uber famous, most of them my age or younger. So we're talking guys in their 20s, 30s who are just master musicians. So you got to see that at Jazz Drum Hang. So what I've been working on outside of Jazz Drum Hang is a little out of this Wilcoxon book. And oftentimes in this Q&A or in a lesson, cats will ask about playing in 3. And I found something that I started messing with, and it's this solo. So this is the Charles Wilcoxon All-American Drummer. I love the Swing Solos book. I have that too. That's like gold standard, right? Those are longer solos. I like these because they're a little shorter, and I can kind of pick in shorter pieces of vocabulary out. So the other the swinging solos, the Wilcoxon book, I learn that whole solo, and that's part of the growth process, and Philly Joe is big into that, and there are also times where I don't want a longer term goal, or I don't have a bunch of time to practice. I just have a couple minutes. So this is the book I pull out because I can find little nuggets. Like this is solo 37. Now it's written in 6/8. So what I just did this week was I took parts of this and I practiced playing it in 3. Right? So everybody's asking about vocabulary or ways to practice in 3. And so this is something I've been doing that has been actually very helpful. So I'm going to move this back. I'm going to show you what I've been doing playing in 3. Now I'm here. So what I've been doing now is I've been taking different measures, 2 measures, whatever, from this Wilcoxon, and I've been practicing them while playing time in 3. Now, I don't always play my hi-hat in 3. Sometimes I keep my hi-hat feeling the dotted quarter, feeling it more in 4. So, basically, here's the phrase. It's 2 5-stroke rolls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got tripped up. So then it's about not just taking it at that one dynamic or tempo. It's just 5-stroke rolls, but I'm playing it in 3. And how much can I vary the tempo and the dynamic as I freely play around the kit? Also changing where I play things. I feel that a lot of times we get too stuck thinking that we have something down, such as this sort of simple lick that I got out of the Wilcoxon book, utilizing 5-stroke rolls. We think we have it down if we shed it for a little bit, but we've only ever played it in one tempo with one dynamic, which means when you want to play it at a different dynamic or different tempo, it's kind of uncomfortable. So I'm going to mess around with it for a little bit. I'm going to answer any questions you have, put them in the chat, and we're going to hit them in a couple minutes. So I'm just going to sort of mess around with this idea. So I'm putting my hi-hat in different spots. Now I'm going to mess with this little phrase I like. And I'm going to take the next minute and I'm going to really work it out at different speeds. That's slow is not easier. Slow is usually harder. So, not perfect. That's an idea, though. I mean, I'm trying to get good sound. I'm trying to take one small piece of vocabulary and really push the boundaries of what I can do with it musically, meaning tempo and dynamic. So while everybody should, do the swinging Wilcoxon solos, I think there's something to be said. You could even take a measure or two out of those also. But it's the same idea. Take something small and prepare yourself to be able to play it in any musical setting. Better sometimes than learning one solo, long solo at one dynamic at one speed. So I'm going to see if I missed any questions here. I'm going to swing the camera back for now. Hope everybody's well and safe and all, Swing this back around for now. I wish I had some sort of remote way to answer the chat, but, well, at this point, I don't. All right, so anybody listening to anything or working on anything, I welcome all. Let's see. Let's get this a little lower. I'm going to keep working on that phrase for a second. Double time. That's kind of a buster, man. I missed a couple questions. Let's see what's happening. Cool. Cool dude 284. Question for you. Alan Dawson's Rudimental Ritual. I love it. I've done it. One of those great exercises to really get your hands flowing. And question is, do you do it with brushes? I hope you do. But I mean, if you read in the book and how, actually on Jazz Drum Hang, I posted in the Hang, which is the community forum on Jazz Drum Hang, there's a really awesome video of Alan Dawson playing through the Rudimental Ritual. And someone, probably, I mean, I don't know who, I'm sure a student or friend, took the video over his shoulder. So you can really see him doing it. And the point is he's doing it with brushes. And the book clearly tells you that you should be doing it with brushes because that really works your wrists and really there's less rebound, obviously. So if you're not doing the Rudimental Ritual with brushes, take Alan's advice. It's his ritual. He knows exactly what he's doing. And do it with brushes if you don't already. It's really great. I'm good. I'm glad I'm being caught live stream. Paraj. Yeah, you got to check it out. Check it out. So I'm forgetting. You know, I don't have that. So I don't have that book with me right now. Let me get this a little higher. This is not the ideal setup here. There we go. So sorry about my hand being in your screen. I don't have that book with me, but it's been a couple years, and I'm not even going to attempt. I shouldn't attempt, but you know, taking that idea and I forget the first. I don't remember the. Damn it! I don't remember. See, now I failed because I don't remember the ritual. But it's like the bossa nova feat. But anyway, I remember doing it with the bossa nova feet and the brushes, and obviously I need to go back because I don't have it memorized. But do it with brushes. And actually I had this cool, like I was giving a lesson this week, and we were talking about brushes, and and I find it interesting that you can always tell the best brush players because they are so used to playing brushes and have worked so much on playing brushes. I'm thinking Jeff Hamilton, Mel Lewis, Shelley Mann, Vernell Fournier, Matt Wilson. I'm thinking just people off the top of my head. The motion they use with brushes is so similar to then what they do with sticks. They're getting sort of long legato sound, horizontal motion, and so like especially Mel, because I just have checked out so much Mel. You watch Mel Lewis play brushes, then you watch him play sticks. He's dragging the stick when he's with sticks. He's dragging the stick with his left hand all over the drum, kind of. It's not really making any sound, but it's the same motion he's using when he's playing brushes, damn near. I mean, which is awesome. You know, I think that if we play the Rudimental Ritual with the brushes, that will get us more into thinking that way, not only with brushes, but with sticks, which I think will improve everybody's sound, feel, and everything. So I think that's the way to go. So working on a Roy Haynes 8-bar solo. Oh, with Charlie Parker, one of those things, incorporating groups of 5 and 9. Sorry. In 4/4, and of course we'll cut groupings of 5 and 9. Yeah. Have you seen my episode? I have a challenge in Jazz Drum Hang on groupings of groupings of 5. Have you seen my video on groupings of 5? If not, we can go over some of that stuff. I just don't want to duplicate. Yeah, Roy was like, man, talk about one of the first guys to really start thinking and hearing and playing those groupings. Amazing, you know? Let me know if you've seen the episode I did on groupings of 5. If not, we can go over it, or we can go over other groupings of 5. But at least I know where to start then, you know? Get this a little lower. Cannot get the camera right at this joint. All right, so I'm waiting to hear back if Faraj, which I may be saying wrong, but if Faraj is still here, let me know if you've seen my groupings of 5, and if not, we'll go over some of them. Patrick, how much time do you spend on rudiments versus improv when practicing? Well, I think your question is rudiments meaning sort of more drier exercises, improv meaning more playing. I'm assuming that's what you mean. That's what I take it as. It depends on the day, depends on what I have to practice, it depends what's going on. But I would say I spend more time playing at this stage in my life, improv if you want to call it, but more time playing, using rudiments, of course, in a musical setting where I'm trying to play, I'm playing along with records, I'm doing these types of things. But usually the rudiment exercises or learning a rudiment or a rudimental solo such as these, I usually start with that during my practice. It's kind of like I want to make sure I get them in, and I start with them. It's a good way to warm up, and it's a good way to get my hands going, so that when I do go to play more improv or more time, I'm playing along with records, I'm playing longer phrases, or I'm working on, solo phrases of 4 or 8 or whatever, my hands feel better. So I start with the rudimental things, and then I go to playing. When I was really shedding a ton, when I was like in my early 20s, and I was a master's student at Manhattan School of Music and studying with John Riley, and I had all this time to practice, it was probably 50-50. Now, for me, it's probably 10% rudiment stuff at the beginning, and then 90% like whatever else I'm, working on or learning music for a gig, which, are slow now, of course, but that's the answer to your question. Okay, so the groupings of 5, Steve. I don't know Steve Lyman. There's a sax player, Steve Lehman. Okay, so the groupings of 5 that I like, that I kind of do. Yeah, so I would encourage you, I swear, I would encourage you, if you want to get into it, literally, I have a bunch of different episodes on Jazz Drum Hang, jazzdrumhang.com with groupings of 5. Some are comping groupings, some are more solo phrases. And there's several different stickings. I think I did an episode with at least 3 different stickings and then a ton of different ways to voice it. So the first way that I learned a grouping of 5 was shown to me by John Riley. And I'm going to flip this video actually around so you can see the whole kit. But what it is it's taking the group of 5, and it's taking the group of 5. Yeah, this will be a good view. And it's offsetting it with the paradiddle, okay? So the paradiddle, I think you can see pretty well here, is... Right? Simple, paradiddle. Now the 5 is 1, 2, 3. beginning of each 5 is on a tom. Right hand on the floor tom, left hand on the high tom. Okay, so what he showed me, and what I think is a great way to start, and this may be easy for you, but let's find out, is you're going to start playing paradiddles, and you're going to play 16th note paradiddles. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the second measure, you're going to do groupings of 5. Still 16th notes. Sorry. There it is. So it sounds like I'm slowing down because the rate in which you're hearing a tom is changing. But I'm still playing all 16th notes. The first measure is 4 groups. 1, 2, 3. The groupings of 5 are not. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not 4 full groups. The fourth beginning of the fourth group is here with my left, and then the next note is my cymbal, and I'm out on beat 1. So I see chats coming in. I'm going to come up here for a second and see what the heck is being said. Yes. Okay. So there's a bunch of different stickings of 5. What I'm doing now is right, left, left, right, right. Right, left, left, right, right, and then left, right, right, left, left. So it's the opposite sticking. So it's right, right. I don't know if is that your right? Shit, I don't know. This is my right. Right, left, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, left. So it keeps flipping and alternating. So here's how that sounds. Basically, as a 2-measure phrase. Wait. Sorry. As a 4-measure phrase. I lied. It's a matter of actually how I learn these like groupings of 5, 7, whatever odd things. I'm sort of a visual learner. A lot of times I have a hard time picking it up with my ear. I would always feel embarrassed. I would go to my lesson with John Riley, or I would have a friend show me something, and I would always be kind of slow to pick it up with my ear compared to some of my peers, where I felt like they would hear it, they could sit down and do it right away. I always felt like shit about myself after the lesson, but I always recorded every lesson. I've recorded every lesson I've ever taken with anybody. Of course, I asked their permission. Almost everybody's always said cool, so it's either video recording or audio recording. I go back, I listen to the phrase, and maybe I just have to write it down. So I write down groupings of 5 16th notes, or groupings of 5 8th notes, depending on what tempo. And I could then see how many full groupings I play for 2 measures, for 4 measures, for 8 measures. And once I see it, I start just hearing it and counting the grouping. So I would do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, out. 1, grouping of 5. Let's see, what do I do? So, yeah, that's probably enough. This is another really good grouping of 5. 1, right, left, left. Maybe that's what you wrote. I'd have to go back and look. So then it's about how many groupings of 16th notes or 5/8 notes work in 2, 4, and 8 measure phrases, and they don't work out perfectly. So there's always some sort of extension or some sort of sticking you need to get out, you know? That's the extension out. Behind on questions. I'm coming. Let's see what's happening. So that's 2 different ways to stick 5s, but like I said, man, go to Jazz Drum Hang and watch the thing. It'll give you a lot to work on, a lot of different stuff. Also, comping groups of 5, and you can check it out. I mean, I'd love for you to be a member of the site, obviously, but you could go. There's a 3-day free trial. You could go watch all the groupings of 5 and leave, and then come back again sometime. But thinking about the 5, and then thinking also about you don't have to comp every note of the 5-note grouping. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The better players you play with, the more they enjoy these different groupings because they can play off of them. Oh, thanks, Eric, if you're still sticking around. Michael Davis, good to see you, buddy. You, I'm sure, John, you know all that stuff. You know, always cite your sources, though. I definitely, I do have some original things, definitely, that I put on Jazz Drum Hang and that I practice and all that stuff, but man, you know. Oh, there it is. Okay, so there, you got it from Riley as well. But it's like, man, you know, you got to cite your sources. Yeah. And I hear, John, at the Vanguard, Riley will play that comping stuff under certain soloists. You know, especially in the big band, he would always talk about, you know, when I've gotten to sub for him at the Vanguard several times, and it was like knowing what to play behind what soloist, which is the hardest to do if you're not a regular in the band. But, you know, thinking about it, just like, you know, Ralph LaLama doesn't want you to get overly he could do anything, right? But I mean, Ralph is pretty straight ahead. Terrell does his thing. Oates does his thing. Mosca always wanted it real pretty. I mean, Mosca's bebop, right? So you better play some bebop. If you get Elveny behind Mosca, it's not that he can't hang, but he may not love it, right? And you want everybody to love what you're playing behind them, which is hard. But I know John plays a lot of these groupings of 5 and 7 and different things, especially when Scott Weinholt is playing, or Rich, some of those a little bit more adventurous types. But all right, I got a question here. Tried playing that book with the Philly Joe Jones feel, playing time and part of the solo. It got dicey when trying to orchestrate. Which the Wilcoxon book? Tried to play that book with a Philly. Oh, so I think what you're saying is you tried to play with a Philly Joe Jones feel, playing part of the time. Playing time and part of the solo. Got too dicey when trying to orchestrate with toms. Please, chat. I want to talk about what you're talking about. Are you talking about the Philly Joe Jones transcription book, or are you talking about the Wilcoxon? So I have a couple things that I always do with the There's a couple things that I always do with the Wilcoxon. This one, that not everything does sound like Philly Joe Jones, or whatever. Yeah. Okay. So accents on the toms. Let's take. I'm not gonna like. Nothing is gonna be perfect. Some of it straight up just sounds kind of weird. Some of it sounds great though. Let's see. Let me get this music stand. Oh, actually, I don't have a music stand. I'll put it on the bass drum. All right, so I'm gonna read solo 22. All right, and maybe this will help. Maybe this will help you as you do it. Think of some ways. So let's see if I can get that to stay. Shoot. My wife is on a Zoom call in the other room, and we only have one music stand in this location, and her computer's on it right now, so I can't put a music stand up. But I can read it off of this speaker thing. All right, so this is solo 22. I'm going to read it for a second, so I'm sorry if you're watching this, but I have to practice. That's not the one I wanted. Oh, solo 24. Let's try that one. Something. So right away in solo 24, when I play a Wilcoxon, I play the 7-stroke rolls as if they're coming, like if I'm thinking fast, yeah, if it's written in 2/4, I'm thinking of every 7-stroke roll coming in on like an 8th note. So 1 and 2 and 1, 1 and 2 and 1. If I'm thinking 16th notes, like if I'm thinking, I don't know, I guess the 16th notes, it would be on the E. 1 E and a 2. 1 E and a 2. 1 Right? So E and both get, all those E and get 2 bounces and then a hit. I don't ever put the 7-stroke roll tighter in the space of 1/8 note. Because if I'm going to play it in a jazz context, or I'm going to try to play it up-tempo, right, where all these 16th notes in this 2/4 might become 8th notes, whatever. If I'm playing it and I'm going to sound like Philly Joe or Art Taylor or Alan Dawson, I'm going to come in with the 7-stroke roll on the and. Never squish it so it's really tight. Okay, so that's the first two measures of solo 24. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 2, 3. So dig this. What if we took the 7-stroke roll at the beginning of solo number 24, Wilcoxon, and instead of 2, 3, what if you went? Left, left, right, right, left, left, right. Or left, left, I like that. Counterintuitive, so I know I'm messing up and I'm shouting, which is bad to practice, but so I'm trying to voice it in not, sometimes taking the doubles and voicing them on the toms can help also. Like a good way to go is what you said, putting the accents on there. Phrase the 7-stroke Arthur, god damn it. Accents on the toms. I don't know what I'm doing, Arthur. Arthur, am I phrasing the 7 strokes as triplets? You're probably gone at this point. Am I phrasing the 7 strokes as triplets? What am I doing? Okay, I am phrasing it as I said. Of course I am. But oh, you play them as triplets. All right, so let me see. What do you start? What do you start on? If okay, Arthur Vint is a great drummer and a friend, and he's phrasing. You play them as triplets. So do you start on? You go triplet, triplet, boom, or do you start on an upbeat or something? How do you do it? How do you do it? Man, see, if we were on Zoom, this would be the shit, because you could just show us. All right, 7 strokes as triplets. Let's see if my brain can handle this. With my left, I start with my left. Puberty at 40 sucks. So. Let's see what you wrote. I think everybody should have to practice in front of the entire world live. You want to feel like you suck, practice in front of 20 fucking people. If you think of cut time, start on beat 4. Okay, I'll try that in a second. Josie, I am doing well. How are you doing? What's going on? Oh, thanks, Julian. I'm trying, like I said, man, the camera's a bit goofy here today. So I'm going to try Arthur Vint's beautiful suggestion. If you think of cut time, start on beat 4. I'm going to try to start on beat 4, Arthur. I'm not going to let you down, Arthur. For sure. Nice. The other phrase I really like, this is, again, solo 24, Will Coxon, All-American drummer. All-American drummer, because Will Coxon was a patriot. The phrase, second line, right, right paradiddle, left, right, left paradiddle, but you're accenting the right. So it sounds like this. I'll do it up here. That's the phrase. Right, right, paradiddle, left paradiddle. Left paradiddle is accenting the single right. That's some jazz stuff. I mess up, it's because I'm going too fast. So what I do when I go too fast is I go slower. And as I mentioned earlier when I was practicing something, going slow is not always easier. Going slower can be easier, and then when you go really slow, stuff gets really hard, right? So find the spot, wherever it is, for whatever you're practicing, that's comfortable. And then I equate it to pushing the gas on the car, right? And you're seeing, when you practice something, which I'm going to practice this phrase, I'm going to find a comfortable spot. So I'm going to be driving like 35 miles an hour, and I'm going to keep pushing the gas on this phrase, and I'm going to keep pushing the gas to see how fast my car can go. Maybe my car's a beater and I can only go, 75, right before my whole car starts shaking. Or maybe I have a rental van and it has a governor on it and I can only go 55. Or maybe I'm driving a Lamborghini and I don't even know it and there's really no end. So if I was practicing, I would be mad at myself now because I'm kind of speeding up too soon. I should take longer to get it going. I'm also noticing on this really crappy floor tom with no bottom head that it's really loud compared to my right accents on the floor tom are really loud compared to my left. So I'm analyzing this as I'm doing it. I'm saying go slower, don't speed up as quickly, and get the left accent louder. Because that's the melody. The melody is the skeleton. That's the skeleton melody. So what I was doing there is what I teach a lot to a lot of students, and something that I really love doing is it's the same fill. If you do it as 16th notes at a slow groove tempo, so if you're playing backbeat and you're thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 eanda, 2 eanda, 3 eanda, 4 eanda, that same fill works at up-tempo jazz, but it's not 16th notes then, it's 8th notes. Same exact thing, but the rate of time is just going by faster. So yeah. So, like, if you're like me, sometimes you don't want to, maybe you want to play a different type of style of music, whatever, but that doesn't mean that you're not working on your jazz chops. A lot of it is the same stuff, just different context, different dressing. Arthur just texted me. Arthur, I'm going to look at your text. Thank you. Brandon says, man, your Billy Higgins video saved my ass for an assignment. You're welcome. What'd you do? Did you take my stuff? I'm glad it helped. What was the assignment? I'm dying to know, really. Let me know if you're still here, Brandon, which I can't see if you're still here, but let me know. What was the assignment and what specifically about the Billy Higgins thing? I think I was trying to add swing to the 8ths and 16ths. Okay. Yeah, okay, so we're going back and speaking about the Wilcox, and then this is a problem for a lot of people, and it's that they try to overswing the 8th notes. It doesn't, swing is not the da 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 da. It's not really that. Like da 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 da. Like more times than not, the 8th notes are more legato, even if we're playing drums or singing them. But it's not tit 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 really short, and it's not ta ti ta ti ta. That thing where it's basically like a dotted 8th 16th. That ain't not swinging. That's not swinging. It's it's closer to being straight feeling than we think. And so trying to overswing it is hard. Alternate sticking is the hardest as far as I'm concerned. So if I'm trying to play, that's why paradiddles are great. And double strokes. Let me show you. Double strokes are a great way to, when you're playing 8th notes and having them swing, floppy fish, floppy fish, floppy fish. Think like that, floppy fish. If you're playing alternating, right, left, it's very hard for me, and I think for most, to swing those notes in the correct way, right? But if I'm playing doubles, especially even fast, like double strokes are killing. That's why paradiddles are good for us to use. But the point being, if I'm going to play 8th notes, if I'm thinking like this Wilcoxon thing, that's why I gravitate to, when I go to these Wilcoxon solos, I'm gravitated towards the things with doubles in them. So double paradiddle, paradiddle diddle, paradiddle, or all the double strokes, and that you can play them fast. So, hang on, let's see. So, as a way to think about this, just play triplets and go between playing triplets alternating and triplets as doubles and see how different it feels. So if I'm going... Now, a lot of doing the alternating sticking feels more comfortable. However, it's harder for me to get it to sound swingy, and it's harder for me to get one louder or softer than the other. Now with the double, it's easier to get mommy, daddy, mommy, daddy, mommy, daddy, mommy, daddy. Shelly Man, it's the same thing. Shelly Man on Sonny Rollins' I'm an Old Cowhand. Those being the doubles. If he did, it sounds different. They're too even. It's hard to get them uneven. But the double thing, is, for me, a key to being able to play the eighth notes, or shit, any notes actually, more swinging, straighter, not as hicky sounding. Oh, I appreciate it. Thanks for going through. I got it. I've been doing. I appreciate you going through the videos. Are you on Jazz Drum Hang, or are you just checking out the little bit of stuff that's still on YouTube, Cope? Let me know. But I'm glad it's been helpful. I need to add, and I have some actually. There's a really awesome Ari Honig phrase that I have an episode that I haven't released. A couple of my own phrases that I haven't released, but more modern stuff. It's, try to mix it up between the modern and then, some of the older legends and their vocabulary. But okay, mostly the YouTube stuff. Cool. Well, most of the YouTube stuff now lives at Jazz Drum Hang, and the stuff on YouTube, I pull it. So go to Jazz Drum Hang. I really would hope you do. There's a free trial, man. You can go, you can check it out, and if you think it sucks, no money lost. You just cancel it. That's it. You don't even have to give me your email, but you got to check it out. It's $15 a month. I teach private lessons through there. I have a thing called Virtual Studio, which is video exchange lessons, and it also unlocks a special part of the site that only Virtual Studio people have, and there's a bunch of rare recordings and stuff on it. But Virtual Studio is where you and I exchange video lessons. So you send me video of you playing, what you're working on. I send you one back with what I heard, what's good, what's bad, next steps, and you can send as many. The cool thing about Virtual Studio is you can send me as many videos in a month as you want for $60. You could send me one every day. I mean, you can't get that much instruction from anybody else. And that's not much bread. And then basic membership to the site where you can see all the videos, everything I've ever done, a ton of stuff that has never been on YouTube and never will be on YouTube. That's only $15, and there's a 3-day free trial. And anyone watching this now, since I'm doing an advertisement, there is a link in the description below the link is to the free 3-day trial. You just sign up, you make an account. If you love it, you stay. If you don't, you don't have to pay. So there's nothing easier than that. So anybody listening to any great music? Anybody listening to any great music lately? I've been listening to, what have I been listening to? I don't know if I said it last week, Sonny Stitt. I'm still on this Sonny Stitt record. Sonny Stitt Blows the Blues. I got to check out that Ollie with Winton at Ronnie Scott's. That's got to be with my friend Dan Nimmer on piano. Great. I got to check out that recording. Ollie Jackson's a great drummer. Is it Winton's group probably, huh? But man, Dan Nimmer. Dan. That's the shit. Dan and I went to college together. We lived together for a while. We were in the dorms together. We played together a lot. We still do from time to time. Just kind of like ships in the night. He's so busy. I got you. Okay, so it's the Lincoln Center small group. Well, that's killing. I got to check it out. Dan Nimmer has gotten better over the years, like all great musicians, always getting better. But I say that to say that I met him when he was 18 and I was 18, and he sounded about, I can't say he sounds the same because that's offensive, but it was like, holy shit. It was like, he was incredible then too. It was like the touch, the two-hand octave thing, the Wynton Kelly feel, and the whole thing was there. Incredible. What else people checking out? Ari, Jazz Standard. Yeah, I have that Bill Evans with Jack on vinyl. I know that record really, really well. Really well. Been checking Ari with Smalls. Yeah, that's part of the thing. He can play his right hand so great. Jim Snydero. Dennis Irwin and Kenny Washington. Man, Kenny Washington. Man, Dennis Irwin. That's really... Yeah, Dennis Irwin, one of the best bass players, man. Okay, I got to check out the Ari at... I don't know the Ari at the Standard. I got to check it out. Man. Charles Owens, man, killing. Farnsworth, nice. Awesome suggestions. Like I said, I've been listening to Sonny Stitt Blows the Blues. What else have I been listening to lately? This Michael Rodriguez, trumpet player, Mike Rodriguez, his album, I think it's called Reverence. I'm sure it's called Reverence. It's Reverence. I only doubt myself because I'm not looking at it. But Reverence, and Chris Cheek is playing saxophone, and Gerald Clayton is playing piano, and Michael Rodriguez, of course, is playing the trumpet, and I'm completely blanking. This is so stressful sometimes. Rodney Green. I can see his face. I just couldn't the name. Rodney Green, the great Rodney Green, of course, playing drums. I love that record. To me, it's like it's kind of my stuff. It's like creative, and there's some really interesting song forms. It's swinging, but it's not just bebop. It's like it's great. It's creative. There's some odd meters, but it's not mathy. It's just there's singable melodies, of course, great tunes. So Michael Rodriguez Reverence is a great record. I didn't realize Ari hurt his left shoulder. His last 2 gigs at Smalls he played. Oh, I did see that actually. I saw that on his Instagram. He played with just his right hand. It's like a freaking circus trick. I have to go back and I know you can watch I've watched the live streams. I'm sure that they're on YouTube. So I got to go check that out. For sure I got to go check that out. One-armed Ari better than, everybody with 2 arms. So happening. Well, I'm going to split. It's been an hour. It's been fun. I hope I've given you some things to think about. You've seen me practice. You've seen me mess up. You've seen me sound hopefully okay and bad all at the same time. But thanks for stopping by. Thanks for all the great questions. Thank you for all of the record suggestions, because when people go watch these, and they do on Jazz Drum Hang and on YouTube, it's great to just flip it up, and you can even go through the chat and go to the last couple minutes, and you can see all the record that everybody's listening to. So, please go check out Jazz Drum Hang. I need you there. I don't need you, but I want you there. Check it out. Free trial. If you dig this, it's way better than this. And all these are up there, but tons of videos that have never, ever been on YouTube. Videos on specific drummers, Art Taylor, Mel Lewis, Joe Farnsworth, Jeff Hamilton, and then vocabulary things, brushes, Latin, samba, it's all, a work in progress, but it's super happening, and it's a super great deal. It's $15 a month. You can cancel at any time. There's a free trial, but so far, not many people are canceling. People get there and they stay, which is awesome. And then, of course, I teach private lessons through there and the virtual studio. So that's the pitch. Check out jazzdrumhang.com. Thanks for watching and joining this live Q&A every week, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here, Jazz Drum Hang YouTube Live. So thanks, everybody. Stay safe, stay inspired, stay swinging, and I will see you again. Thank you very much for the great questions, and I'll see everybody next week, if not sooner. All right? Take care.